Hey Barb, hey Sarah, how you doing? Getting everything set up here. Alright, here we go. This should work. Are we up? Are we running? Alright. We're going. Sweet. Let's see how long this braid holds. I don't have it tied off or anything. Okay, but my stream's up. For anyone watching, we good to go? Is it running? Can you hear me okay? Hello! Anytime I see someone write hello like that, Sarah, I think of Mrs. Doubtfire. I'm doing all right. Thank you for the like. I appreciate it. All right, so where are we at here? Good evening, everyone. My name's Sean. I run mailworks.com, where I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. These are print items that are super comfy. Blankets, cloaks, I don't know, a couple hoodies, fun stuff. And I also make chainmail. And if this is your first time here and you're like, oh my gosh, he's making chainmail at home, I didn't know you could do that. I want to do that. In the link tree in my bio, there is links to the Mailworks app. And it's a free app for people who are interested in getting started making chainmail, or veteran chainmail artists that just want to have a list of resources nearby. And it's got like ring suppliers and where to find tutorials and where to find other people to make chainmail, fun stuff like that. You don't know if it's you or just... Excuse me. It's saying I got some dropped frames. It's freezing and sticking on your end. It's choppy. That's no good. What about on TikTok? Anyone watching on TikTok, is it broken up to you? I know that sometimes my kid gets his VR headset, and when he's using the VR headset, it screws stuff up. So he's probably upstairs doing that. You also think of Miss Doubtfire when you say that? Specifically when he uses the frosting on the cake as a face mask. Alright, hopefully the choppiness resolves. Where was I? So yeah, if you're interested in learning more about chainmail, there's a free app in the link tree in my bio, and for anyone watching on YouTube, X, Twitch, or Facebook, there's a link to the app on the website, the Mailworks website. And you can download it for free. And it's just got like all the resources I wish I would have had when I first got started doing chainmail nearly 3 decades ago. Every day it gets closer to 30 years. So now that that's out of the way, how's everybody doing tonight? How was your weekend? I just dropped off my truck. It's got a timing chain that needs to be repaired because it's slipping. So that was that's going to be like I think I was quoted $3,200 to fix it. So, and I just bought the truck new tires in October. I was hoping to have a little bit more time before I needed to put more money into it, but right now, if I were to go out and try and replace my truck with another truck, you know, like a one-to-one replacement, the choppiness is getting better. That's good. I'd have to go spend like double what I initially bought my truck for. So it's like I'm not going to go out and get a $60,000 loan for a truck just because mine is falling apart. I'm going to continue to fix it for now and hope for the best. Knock on wood. So but yeah, so that was the excitement of my weekend. The rest of it has been spent pretty much working on this Coif, which I should give everyone a demonstration. You can all see what I need to look at this real quick. You can all see my pretty face. There we go. All right. I'm glad I put my hood on. That is cold. But yeah. Fits my face. There's going to be, like, I've got to do some, what do you call it? Trimming, make this a little nicer. Make sure it fits my face a little more. But we're just going to keep adding rings to it and extending it out so that it goes out, you know, to the end of my shoulders and comes down a little more. So this is what we're working on. I have a goal. I'm not just a crazy person weaving rings together. Yeah. Finished up the painting you wanted to do in the house and got your new office furniture put together and your computer and printer moved into the office. Your car still doesn't want to start unless you jump it, but other than that, life is pretty good. Yeah, you just moved. Right? So you're getting everything set up in the new house. Is that, I mean, if your car's not starting, you got to jump it every time. I'm not a mechanic, but, you know, take it to AutoZone or something, throw a new battery in there. See if that helps. Alright. So, this is called a Coif, and it's a piece of chainmail head armor, and you'd wear like this cloth, or no, you'd wear a, I don't know what the piece of cloth underneath the Coif is called. It has a name. Then you'd wear like a little steel cap, and then put the chainmail over the top, and then your hood, or your helmet, rather. And that looks super cool. You like it? Thanks. So, I have a couple of chainmail shirts on stands down here in the basement. And whenever we have people over, someone ends up putting one on. And now I'm making them a coif to put on, so that we can have fun pictures of drunken revelry. And I've got a pile of rings here. I think I may have somewhere between 400 and 600 rings left. So I'm going to order a couple more. It's a brand new battery already? Okay. Having to fix the alternator sucks. Armoring cap is a fabric cap. Okay. Arming cap and a gamison. All stuff you wear under chainmail to protect your hair and your skin. That is what is historically worn. The people down here who put it on in my basement will not be so lucky. They will only get a... I don't care for this song. They will have to have their hair removed whenever they put this coif on and off. Or take this coif on and off. So... Alright. Yeah. I replaced an alternator once on a 1992 Geo Metro. And then when I got back from Iraq, I bought a car. And when that started having problems, I looked under the... Oh, the video is getting stuck again. Yeah, it's saying I'm dropping frames. Give me 2 seconds. I'll be right back. Alright, so let's watch the frame rate and see if that improves. I don't know what Wi-Fi his computer was connected to, so thanks for hanging out, waiting for me. I'll need to chat with him. My 2 seconds are up, yeah. No, he's got his PlayStation, a computer, and his VR headset in his room, and he goes to bed here in a little bit. So it shouldn't be a problem, but I'm honestly not sure what network his computer's on or what his VR headset connects to. So I think that is the primary cause of issues when we're both trying to use the Wi-Fi at the same time. Hopefully that fixes it. So I've ran multiple streams without an issue lately that I'm aware of, that I've been made aware of. So I've done choppy streams before. I apologize. I've done everything I can to improve the quality of it that I'm aware of that I can do. So I appreciate everyone bearing with me. All right. But yeah, I don't have enough rings left to make the coif the length I want. I do need to order some more rings. So I went shopping over. These are rings from the Ring Lord. And despite the inconsistencies I've had with these rings, they've got 3 bags listed on their website. So it's another 1,500 rings that I can throw on here. Because if you'll notice, for those on the overhead camera, you can clearly see this demarcation line where there are 2 different colors in the steel. If you look right in here, down here is darker. For those on TikTok, you can just clearly see that line where it's darker down here. And I am going to try and shine it up as best I can, but they are not. All right, Barb, have a good one. Thanks for hanging out. Where was I? Okay. So, I got two different colors of rings, and initially my first venture into finishing this coif was I got rings that were slightly different size. So I had my initial order of rings, I ordered some more to finish the coif that I had started, and I got a different size of rings that wasn't going to be usable, right? Which was this size of ring. So my initial order got turned into dice bags. This I got started working on the coif. Ran out of rings, order more. So the second inconsistency was discolored rings. I tried shining them up. I'm going to try a couple other tricks and just throw this whole coif in the tumbler and see if I can't get everything at least the same color, right? But I am going to order this last order of rings. It's about 1,500 more rings. Should be enough maybe to get me to where I want to be on here. So we'll see. Still saying I'm dropping frames. That's nuts, man. That is agitating, irritating. It is like sand in my pearl. Only it doesn't, or sand in my pearl. Sand in... Never mind. Never mind. I'm just going to stop right there. Okay. So, I'm going to just, hopefully the last 1,500 rings that TRL has listed will be the same ring size as the last two orders from them. So we'll see. I don't know. And I can lengthen this coif just a little bit more. We'll see what happens. But I have another project, and someone was talking about using copper last night. And I've never worked with copper. Base metals, like I've used brass and bronze, aluminum, stainless steel, and titanium, niobium, and silver. I've never worked with bronze, or I've never worked with copper. And so I was like, I don't like the way brass and bronze tarnish. So I've used up most of what I've had on fun little projects. And I don't plan on ordering any more. But I went to go look at the copper ring size that I needed. And of course there's none in stock. And they didn't have any machine cut, and they didn't have any saw cut. So I would have preferred machine cut, but I'm going to check some other websites and see if I can get some saw cut stuff, because this amorphous blob here, right? It looks better now that I have the colors kind of differentiated. But the black and stainless rings, like, it does not want to show up in pictures or anything. It just looks like a dirty rock. which is fine. You know, whatever. This was a failure. But I think that this next chainmail sculpture that I want to do would benefit from having a contrasting color. So I wanted to use copper, and they're just out. So that was a big part of why I stopped ordering from them a while ago. It's like a bunch of the ring sizes I needed to finish projects that I had started were out of stock for just ages, and it looks like that's still the case. So I'm hoping that they are working on their quality control promise to improve the quality of their rings and all the supplies that they make, and that they're just being extra careful about everything. But I'm not going to hold my breath. You know what I mean? And I've got a few projects I'd like some new, fresh rings to do, but I don't need to be ordering rings right now until I use up all the ones down here in my basement. I've got plenty of rings to finish using that will take up a lot of my time, and some big projects to finish. So we're getting there, one little bit at a time. I've got, so I don't have, I got to take my kid to school, and then I'll be back, gotta hit the post office tomorrow, and then I'll be back down here in the basement. Once I have this coif, I don't want to say done, once I have this pile of rings over here used up, which won't take me very long, then I'll be getting back to the motorcycle saddlebags. You were going to go to bed, now you're back? Right on. Come hang out. You can stay as long as you like, Barb. But yeah, once I'm done with this coif, I'll get back to the saddlebags, and that'll be a good time. Finishing those up. The whole no connection. Hang on. I've been using my phone down here in the basement all day. Why is it doing that? What am I connected to here? No, that's the right one. Oh, you feel special? You should. Okay. This setup has been working like all week. I don't know what is different about tonight. I've tried hardwiring in the computer. I've added a Wi-Fi extender to my basement. And we're dropping frames left and right. No signal tonight. That's crazy. It's annoying. It's crazy annoying. And actually, this is the worst connection I've had for a while. Or in a while, rather. That I know of. I don't think I've had a bad connection the last, like, all this past week. Alright. Nobody said anything over on TikTok, so I don't know how it's coming through. I've got a no connection on my phone, so I don't. It says people are showing up and watching. I don't know if that's. I don't know what's going on. My phone says no connection. My computer says drop rates. I should probably just reset everything. Let me know if my stream is choppy or not for anyone on TikTok. And for anyone on Twitch, X, Facebook, or YouTube, if you're having an issue, please let me know. It's like, there ain't nothing I can do better right now, but I want to know how long it continues for. Might have to reset the whole system. Routers, computers. It's the government, man. They don't want me streaming my chainmail propaganda. Because if people know how to make coifs to protect their head, it works like what are those bags called that you can't get radio waves? Something cage. A hard reset might fix the issue. A Faraday cage. This works like a Faraday cage, and it doesn't let the government read your mind, man. They're trying to keep the man down. They're trying to stop me from telling everyone about chainmail and how to make it. I only suspect that's true. I don't know. I don't think it works like a Faraday cage. I could be wrong. I do know that you can. There's a couple guys. They wear chainmail suits from head to toe. Right, they're completely covered, and then they have electricity battles to music. And it's really cool. I should do a video on that. And it's like, this coif has a face opening. The chainmail that they are wearing does not have a face opening. So... Alright, no one is commenting on the TikTok. There's no, likes or shares. I'm gonna just reset my phone real quick and come back on for anyone, if you can see me on here. I'm not gonna do the computer. Let's restart my phone. Live has ended. Restart. Let's try that. I can do that much. So what you're saying is that it's like foil, but way better. Heck yeah, man. Government can't read your mind, man. I legit... Okay, so when I was initially starting in nursing... one of the clinicals that I had, one of the clinical rotations was through the local veterans home. I was in the Army. I was getting trained as a nurse in the Army, and the local veterans home let us do a clinical rotation through there. And I got a guy that told me that he had a sore throat because the government was shooting electrons down his throat at night, trying to control his dreams. He was an older guy, and nothing else he said made any sense whatsoever. So I don't know if he was telling the truth or not. Especially, now that I'm older and I see all the crazy stuff the government does, I'm like, man, maybe he wasn't lying. Who needs a tinfoil hat when you've got a chainmail coif to protect your thoughts? Alright, let's try and get back on TikTok. No, don't make noise. See if I can set this back up. Let's try that. Because usually I'll get a couple people. Alright, hang on, I'm just setting this up. Alright. Your thoughts may be protected, but they will still escape you. Yeah. Doesn't matter what my thoughts are if I can't remember them. That's right. Alright, looks like we're back up on TikTok, so yay that. Let's see if we can get that working. All right. So I remember a couple years ago I was streaming pretty heavily and everything was going great. And then all of a sudden, several nights in a row, I had a bunch of problems. And I chased down, or at least I thought I chased down every issue that I could think of. And spent some money trying to update everything. I hooked up a what do you call it? An internet cable to my computer to run everything. And it's still nothing. Still didn't work. So I am tucked away in the corner, far away from the router, but I have a Wi-Fi extender, so it should. It's been working. I don't know what the issue is. So I'm sorry to anyone suffering through a blotchy live stream, but it hasn't happened in a while. But yeah, the Outdoor Ogre, how you doing? There we go. Hard reset of the phone, and TikTok is now working. It's going pretty good. We are making a coif. I've heard some people call it a coif. But I don't know. It's C-O-I-F. And it's probably a French word. And I don't know how to pronounce that, so. What is it? Okay, so a coif is, I'll show you. Boop. For everyone over here. There it is. Where's my face hole? So this, if I can see what I'm doing here. A coif is just a piece of chainmail armor that goes on your head. And you would have an arming cap, a piece of steel over the crown of your head, and then the coif, and then your helmet. So this is just for my basement for when people try on my chainmail shirts. They can put this on, and it will be, like the full ensemble. I want them to be able to feel like they're really awesomely protected. And then we'll take funny pictures of them And that will be a good night will be had by all. Yes, essentially a knight's hoodie. Well, thank you. So, my name's Sean. I make chainmail, and I run a mailworks.com is my website where I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. And I come on here in order to... I have this written down somewhere because I haven't memorized it yet. So I come on here to be a disciple of the Church of Chainmail, show people how to weave the divine ring and to create the holiest of armors. Show you how it's done. Okay. You have a ring, and you close it, and another ring, and you open it, and then you weave them together like so, and then close it. Respect the grind, man. Keep up the good work. Well, thank you. Like, this camera angle's terrible, so I can't show much. I do have, I am on Facebook, Twitch, X, and YouTube. So if you want to go to any of those platforms, I do have an overhead camera looking down on what I'm doing, and I can be more specific in what I'm doing. But we're basically grabbing rings and weaving them into this. Oh, my braid is falling apart. I don't have anything holding this, so... I had an EPDM ring that I put on the end of this, and it didn't fit, so I am using stainless steel. So this is just a costume piece, though, regardless of the material. These are butted rings. I'm not yet set up to be making riveted rings, but my goal is to be set up to be doing that by the end of this year. So I primarily work in stainless steel as well, just because I want the stuff I make to last for a really long time. All right. But yeah, we... some people, they will open a bunch of rings and close a bunch of rings and weave them all together when their pile of rings is done. And I've done that, and what ends up happening is I will just keep opening or closing rings when I go to weave them all, and it's really annoying. So I just weave 1 or 2 rings at a time, and it takes me as long as it takes. Like, there's some speed weaving techniques out there, but I'm barely good enough to be doing this, let alone trying to speed weave stuff. That'll get me all hot and bothered. Be all flustered. Alright, actually I'm almost done going all the way around the edge of this coif here. And yeah, I'm still getting a notification of like like 50% frame rate drop. It's going down. It was at 55, now it's at 42. So hopefully here in a little bit it'll be better. But I don't know. I don't know why all the other platforms are choppy. But whatever. All right. So that'll be all right. We will get through the nights. But yeah, so I'm about to, I think I'm finished, I'm done going around this edge. I'm about to start another row. And let's see if I am correct. Yep. So it's somewhere between 270 to, yeah, it's about 270 rings around the edge of this coif right now. And as that coif, as the mantle expands outwards, it, you know, the number of rings to go around continues to increase. So I need to add a few, or I gotta order some more rings to make it like, I want it to go out and drape over my shoulder and then just come, like, I'd like it to hang down to at least, you know, my chest, right? Below, it hangs down to about my neck right now. I want it down here. So I will order what the ring lord has on site, and if I need some more, then it's going to have to wait, because I don't want to put any more money into this project than I have to, and I have other projects I got to get to. But I am all caught up on commissions, so I just got to go to the post office and send some stuff off tomorrow. So that's nice. I finished up a, I don't think I showed these off. They are vest extenders for a motorcycle vest. Let's see here. This is helm chain. And I did the snaps and everything. And all the helm chain, and it's gonna go out to its new owner tomorrow. And then I had someone commission a bracelet from me, so I got that sent out. So I'm all caught up on work for other people. I have stock to make and personal projects to work on. So I will get to, I'm going to finish up the rings I have for this coif, and then by Tuesday, hopefully Tuesday will be a day where I can spend the whole day working on the saddlebags, and I can get those done. Because once those are done, then I can work on the toolkit for the motorcycle, wrapping that, and start cutting out the leather for the gas tank bib. So make a gas tank bib for my Road King and put some chainmail on top of it. And, you know, that's one of 100 other projects laying around down here, so. So once I get them all finished, I won't know what to do with myself. But enough of these have been laying around for forever. They either needed rings or needed to be remade into something else, or just needed attention to where I was working on them. So I want to get it all done this year. I've got once I want to finish up with like the motorcycle project before spring, right? So that way I'm out riding. I'd love to get all the parts of the motorcycle hydro dipped. I don't know if that's going to happen before spring because, like I mentioned previously, I am putting $3,200 into my truck tomorrow. So that's a pretty big damper. It's a pretty big tax return killer is what it is. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to get everything hydro dipped. That may have to wait until wintertime next year. I'll take it to the shop, get all the parts ripped off, ship them out to a hydro dipper. I'm sure there's someone I want to use over on TikTok. He goes under SOMO Hydro, Southern Missouri Hydro. SOMO Hydro. And I've talked to him about it. It's not, I think it's like $1,500 to do the bike. Do all the bike parts, the front and rear fender and the gas tank and the side panels. So hopefully I can get that done. Through them or someone like nearby, right? But I haven't found anybody near me here in Wisconsin. I'm sure there's someone, I just don't know where they're at. You know what I mean? But that, like I said, that might have to wait till next winter. I just want all the leather work and all the chainmail for my bike done by riding season. And it's been 38, 40 degrees here last couple days or so, so it's been really nice outside. But my bike's torn apart right now, so I've got a chainmail sculpture I want to work on and a giant inlay that I need to finish. This giant Finnegan's Wake inlay I've been working on for forever. But I've got enough supplies to make 20 single strand bracelets. I need to do that. And I have a bunch of pendants I need to make necklaces for. Hey, Jeeb and Jammer, how you doing, buddy? Not much. We're just hoping the stream doesn't... See, it says drop frame rates detected 35%, right? And that number has gone down. Where did we start out at? We peaked at 55%. And it's just gone down over time, so... You're doing good? That's good to hear. I'm just talking about projects I'd like to finish and get done. Because if I can get the bike project done before spring, which shouldn't be an issue, it's only like 6 weeks away, then like everything else has been sitting around for forever anyway, so why worry about if it gets done or not? You know? I just want to get it done this year. Went to opening day at Ren Fair yesterday. Right on. Right on. So you're in New Mexico? Supposed to be warm enough there to have or cool enough there this time of year to... Arizona. Cool enough there to have a Renaissance Festival this time of year. I would love it if our Renaissance Festival here was in the fall, because the Bristol Renaissance Fair, right, is in the middle of summer, and it's hot, and it can get really humid. So it pays to have a costume that, you know, is lightweight and, you know, you can move around in. Wearing heavy armor stuff to Bristol, you'd like it if it was twice a year? Yeah. That would be cool. Couple weeks in the spring, couple weeks in the fall. September, October would be a great time. But, you know, June, mind you, it's only 80 degrees, right? But it's 80 degrees at 100% humidity. So if there's no breeze, whew, buddy, is it brutal. We had a beautiful fall this past year. I couldn't believe it. Beautiful fall, late winter. Now only a couple more weeks until spring, which doesn't mean anything because we can get snow in June here. So it doesn't happen often, but it does happen. Come on. Speaking of Bristol, we had someone from one of the chainmail booths at Bristol on stream last night. Not on stream, in the chat last night. So that was cool. I do enjoy the Renaissance Festival. You still need to find some reference material to send me for the leather? Well, you sent me a message, so... Alright. How is your situation with your current living situation? How is that going for you? Are you still living with your in-laws, I guess is what I'm asking. And is everything going okay? That's my concern. I remember living with my in-laws and it being a very tenuous situation for an extended period of time. All right. And actually, I was just at that same in-laws house earlier, dropping off my truck because my brother-in-law is a mechanic. So far you're still at the in-laws and awaiting starting your new jobs? There you go. Right on. Hey, Chaos, how you doing? Things are going pretty well. I think the stream is working. It was really choppy earlier. I was disconnected from TikTok completely, and I had to hard reset my phone. But it's going. I was thinking. Excuse me. Hang on. So, on TikTok, you can do like the multi-people stream. And I was thinking that we should pick a day of the week and just try and get like a bunch of crafters in one room talking. I just need to remember to do it and to implement it. Because I see other people doing it. I don't know how to set it up. I popped in, I've had Chaos popped in on stream one time. And I've popped in on a couple other people's streams over on TikTok, but I don't know. It would have to be like TikTok exclusive, right? Because what would happen is the people watching on YouTube, Facebook, X, and Twitch would be hearing what was going on my phone over here, but they wouldn't be able to see what was going on. So I wouldn't be able to stream from my laptop and do it. I'd have to do a TikTok only. So maybe like a TikTok only Friday show. You have a bunch of other style crafters you hang with? Right on. Yeah, you know, I mean, like, look, I stream because, like, not a lot of other people do. It helps me drive traffic to my store and let people, you know what I make, right? But it's not like I'm good at it. I'm not highly entertaining. I'm not highly energetic the way some of these other people are. I'm not even, like, that creative when it comes to like creating content or having the ability to speak to a camera, right? So, you know, I do it because I love chainmail and I like sharing that with people. And the best way I know how to do that is to stream it, right? And it's always awesome whenever someone new pops in and is like, "Oh, holy crap, you can make that. That's awesome. Tell me everything you know," right? So, but I think that a stream where I was, streams where I interact and have a lot of chat always go better, right? And I think that a stream where I had a bunch of other creators to comment on stuff with, or just have a conversation as an adult, would be fun for everyone. How late do I stay up? I get off stream at 10, and I am usually in bed by 11:30. I try to have a pretty strict regimen. In bed by 11:30 midnight. I'm up at 5:45. On the weekends, I don't have to get up until... On the weekends, I don't have to get up. So, I'm usually up around... Like this, I woke up at 7 today. But I'm not... I can't be a late night person. You got to get up and make sure everybody gets off to work and off to school and all that fun stuff. But yeah. A multi-creator stream, I think it would be pretty good. You're always welcome to join your lives, whether it's one of your own or if you're with someone else. Trying to keep things somewhat a little early. Yeah. What times do you go live? Or do you have like a set time? Because I try to keep it 8:30 to 10 on nights when I do stream. I did do a daytime stream the other day. It went okay. You also don't get to do things until your girls are asleep? Yeah. My kid's old enough that, and it's so nice. It's like, okay, bedtime's 9. Take a shower. And he goes and does his thing. Having little kids is hard. Especially when you're trying to do stuff and make content for other people. But kids are awesome, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. You don't have set time yet? It's a little all over the place. A 9-year-old and a 3-year-old, yeah. Yeah, my kid's 9, and he's got enough independence to be able to take care of himself. Because I don't start streaming until a half hour before his bedtime, so he can handle himself for that 30 minutes. But a 3-year-old, a lot more work. When my kiddo was 3, there's no way I would have been able to do any of this. So, I mean, I did a lot of chainmail at the time, but I wasn't also streaming. I was like making chainmail while I was watching him, you know. All right. And making sure that I didn't lose any rings that he could pick up and swallow. That was always a concern too. I've now got all my stuff moved down in the basement, and no children will be down here to pick up rings off the floor and swallow them. So, totally get that, yeah. Alright, where are we at here? Okay. Okay, so I started at 8:30. It's now almost 9:40, and I've done this. The coif is divided into six lengths, right? 6 of these. And I've done 2 in an hour. So, and it's somewhere between like 150 and 200 rings, right? So, just to give anyone an idea, thank you for the share. Just to give everyone an idea of how long this stuff takes, right? I average like 200 to 250 rings an hour for the most part. That's not particularly fast, and I'm not trying to go as fast as I could. If I needed to, I could probably do somewhere between 300 and 350 rings an hour. But that takes a lot of like work. It's not as thorough. I'm sitting here, I'm checking my closures, making sure everything's nice and smooth, and so I just chug along like the hare in the story of the tortoise and the hare. It's like I don't have any deadlines or anything. There's no reason for me to speed and potentially injure myself from doing this, which is you can get like carpal tunnel, or you can get repetitive motion injuries, right? So I don't feel the need to rush. So I go slow. Other people are much faster, and they do just as good as work as me. Um, but they are more confident in their speed and ability, and they're probably younger. They're probably in a hurry. I am not. So, but yeah, it's taken about... What am I doing? Oh, I see what I did. Okay, that was silly. Each row around is somewhere around 270 rings, and I'm adding 2 rows at a time, so it takes like somewhere between 2.5 and 3.5 hours to finish going around once. And it's just, you know, these are butted rings. Imagine if this was riveted and I had to rivet all these rings when I was done. But I am going to take this, and before, or when I get started, I've talked about this before for people who have heard it. I apologize for repeating myself, but that is the nature of the game. I have at least one shirt that I'm going to take apart, increase its size, as I have increased in size over the years. And we're going to put a lining in, or I say I am going to put a lining in it. I'm going to put like a fur trim around the collar. I'm going to make it open so that it closes with buckles, and just make it much more like accessible and usable and wearable and comfortable. I'm going to add pockets. And so when I do that, I will probably buy the armorer's cap that someone wears with a coif, but I'll line the edge of the coif with some leather. The face hole of the coif, I'll figure out something cool to do with that. That's gonna be kick-ass. Yeah, I've said like when I talk about it, like I want a chainmail shirt because there's this trend on TikTok where these women are dressing up to give off mob wife vibes, and so I want to make my chainmail shirts that give off mob wife vibes, because I think that's like the perfect aesthetic for what I'm going for. Just some fur trim. Pockets do make everything better. And I'll tell you what happened. I got my motorcycle vest. It's a regular leather motorcycle vest. I put chainmail over the top of it, and I've got pockets on it, right? I've got pockets on the inside of the vest, and I got pockets on the outside, and like it's the most comfortable article of chainmail clothing that I have, right? So I was wearing that, and I never wear my regular shirts. They're a little tight, you know what I mean? So, but I only have rings for one. I will buy an ounce if the ring lord has them. I will buy an ounce of the rings I use for the other 2 shirts, and if they match up, then if they match up, then I'll order more and adjust the other 2 shirts. But if they don't, then I'm not going to touch the other 2 shirts, right? But that third one, I've got rings to add to it, and so I can make it a little bigger, and then I just want to make it more usable and wearable, and like if you're gonna put all the time into making chainmail, right? Like, I realize that they're long, time-consuming projects just making the chainmail itself, right? And I want to make my projects longer by riveting them and welding them and adding linings and turning them into like wearable everyday items. So I might end up having to learn how to use a sewing machine. I don't know. It's totally understand. It's your time going into it. Yeah, and so there are the people who want to make and recreate historical replicas, you know, with period-specific riveted rings, whether it's a wedge rivet or a cone or whatever. And that is their thing. And I want to make chainmail clothing that is just dope as hell. But will also still function as armor. So you know, I mean, come on, get out of there. And it's okay, it's a challenge, it's a personal challenge too, right? You never found your pouches before you left? You were going to maybe buy one or two there, but they were too flashy for you? Yeah. That's what you're going to work towards as well, Chaos? Not yet, though. You enjoy doing the jewelry side of it at the moment? I enjoy jewelry. You know, I have my own like product lines that I've developed, and they're fine. Okay. I want to say like there's a lot of focus when you're making clothing on like the historical side of it, right? And I don't know how to say this next part. Like, a lot of people make shirts in a bunch of newer weaves for sure, right? Like, this is European foreign one. It's the original chainmail weave, right? And a lot of people make shirts out of all the different types of stuff out of there. But they are, you know, at the end of the day, just like a tube with sleeves that you gotta pull up over your head. For the most part. A few people I've seen make, you know, shirts that are more modern. And then there's things like bikini tops and vests and whatnot, and like they exist. I don't want to pretend that they don't, but there's not a lot of stuff that you can just put on and wear out and have it look almost like a regular piece of clothing, except, oh, hey, by the way, it's all metal. Yeah. So I want to try my hand. You like fitted and voiders and good tailored mail? Yes. So, and updating my shirts is just kind of like practice. In 6 months, it won't fit you like when it finished it? Yeah. That's why I'm adding buckles to mine. So that I have room to grow. Actually, for one, I want to... For the one that I can work on, I want to make the sleeves detachable, right? So that it'll give them a little more flex, to be honest. A little more movement. And I want to have it like the front is comes down to a point, and I want to have some buckles going between those two so I can just tighten them up. But even that'll be an interesting setup. I gotta think about that some more. Like, do you put the buckles on the front, like, or there are ways. There's a couple different ways to attach chainmail to leather, and a bunch of different ways to attach leather to itself, right? And so I'm going to take my shirt apart, expand its size, and then add some leather. And the leather portion is what is going to be attaching all the pieces of the shirt together. And I just got to make sure that it goes together smoothly. You like the Chinese overlap with the side sash versus sides? I think I know what you're talking about. It's like, okay, so there's a guy who made a tailored blazer, a tailored chainmail suit jacket, right? And that's super cool. It's a super cool piece. And I just want, you know, I don't want to make a blazer jacket, but I do want to be able to go and throw my chainmail shirt on and have it look like normal until you get up close and realize that it's chainmail. Gives you 2 layers on the front, and you like that double security. Oh, with the Chinese overlap, yeah. It's basically like a double-breasted shirt. Is that... Right, like it comes over, and then this side comes over, and it connects underneath here, and then it connects over the top here. Yeah. And also, it's a challenge to me to make that stuff because I don't know how to do any of this. I'm making it up as I go along, and who knows? Maybe someone will find it super cool one day and give me lots of money for it. I don't know. Your husband, you finally got your leather trench coats? Nice. So yeah, I think that pairing chainmail to leather like I did with my vest, like I'm doing with the saddlebags, like I did some highwayman sleeves before for a friend of mine, and it comes out looking so nice. The really long ones all the way to the floor, like Matrix style leather trench coats. I could pull off a duster. Add some like chainmail epaulettes. Hooray for making it up as you go along. You do that often when you make cosplay parts for friends. Yeah, 100%. I am going to... when I get done with all these rings and I'm like in a position where I can stop for 5 minutes and look at a pattern, I am going to do that. And then see where I can make any small improvements. Yes, call mine the Underworld jacket. Oh yeah, there you go. Kate, not Kate Beckinsale. Kate. Her in Underworld, and then Van Helsing. Oh my god. The 90s vampire movies and werewolf movies with Kate Beckinsale. But yeah. I always wanted to look that cool, but no, that's never going to happen for me. I could pull off a duster jacket, but that's about it. That's as close as I could get for long coats. But yeah, if you got a leather trench coat and you put on some, like, the epaulets over your shoulders, or the sleeve covers, right? It like comes down, circles around your bicep, and then comes up to your shoulder, and then back down and around your bicep. They're your ultimate leather dusters are your ultimate favorite. Yeah. And I'm sure you could think of a dozen other things to add. With trench coats, there's plenty of places to add bits of chain and John, didn't you work on a trench coat for a while? What did you do to yours? No. The Underworld movies are your ultimate favorite? I have the first and I think the second one. I know there were a few. Like on DVD. All right. Let's see here. Okay, John lined the inside of his leather, or of his trench coat with chainmail. How did that work out? Do you like it? Is it comfortable? So, and now that I've done my Harley vest, I used Japanese 12-2 for the weave to cover the vest, and I would like to do one in standard European 4-in-1. You only see your comments on your side? Yeah, so I'm on TikTok here, and then right here I've got Twitch, X, Facebook, and YouTube. So, I know it's confusing, but one day when I hit 10,000 followers, I will have everything over on my computer, and this angle will go away, and you'll get the overhead view and my pretty face in the corner, and you'll see a comment section and everything. But I did pass 2,000 followers the other day, and, you know, just working every day to get to 10,000, so. It was bad when left in the between room. Once warmed up, it was great. It was a heat bank in the sun. Yeah, I'm sure. All right. You get all that weight on you and start moving around. That's what I need to be doing. I need to put on one of my chainmail shirts and go take the dog for a walk every day. That would be beneficial to me. All right. So let me put this ring in here. We got what, 2.5 sections done? Almost half. So this one, and half of this one. All right, and that's an hour and a half worth of work, right? Let me show you where we're at here. I have a hood, and I'm going to use it because I don't want my hair ripped out. Not a lot of change, but it's definitely more than yesterday. This was just a thin strip yesterday. So a little bit of work. Get a little more work done every day. But yeah, I'm gonna do something here. I don't know what yet. And then this'll, once I close up these sections, it'll all pull up and drape over my shoulders. And I want to make it, like right now, it's almost to my shoulder. I'd like it down to about right here. So I don't know how many rows that is, but it's more than what rings I have. You wish your mail was done for fair? You could have used the extra layer. Oh, because it was cold? Yeah, I'll bet. I believe you. Yeah, get out of here. All right. For anyone who wants to learn how to make chainmail, on my website, mailworks.com, there's a link to the Mailworks app up at the top. But if you're on TikTok, you can just go straight to my link tree in my bio, and you can check out the Google and Apple Store links for whichever type of phone you have, and you can download the Mailworks app there. It's a free app. It's got all the resources I would have wanted when I first started. And like where to find ring manufacturers, where to find out where other people who make chainmail hang out at on the internet, where to find other artists, all tool recommendations, all sorts of fun stuff. So please go download the app if you're interested in learning more about how to make chainmail. The first couple of steps are, thoroughly covered in that app, right? Like tools, supplies, tutorials, right? And if you want to see more chainmail content and help me stay on the internet and make this stuff for people, I do spend my time making all types of different items, right? Like this amorphous blob that is, it's a sculpture is what it is. So if you want to see more stuff like that, please go to mailworks.com. I design and sell chainmail themed apparel and accessories. And it's all print products like blankets and hoodies and stuff like that. So go check that out and get yourself something nice. And it will support me so that I can continue to do this. And I appreciate every customer I have. I also appreciate every viewer. So thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate you being here. I am usually here 8:30 to 10 o'clock most nights of the week. Like 4 to 5 nights out of the week. So unless something comes up or if my kids got like practice or something that I got to go to, then I can't be here. But, it is what it is. thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate you being here. You all have a wonderful evening. It is 10 o'clock. I got to shut it down and go finish up some stuff I got to do before everyone goes to bed. You all have a wonderful night, and I will talk to you all later. Bye. Have a good night. All right. For everyone watching over on Twitch, X, YouTube, Facebook, thank you for hanging out. I do appreciate you being here. Sorry for the splotchy, crappy start. I will do a hard reset on my computer, and hopefully that'll fix the problem. And if not, I'll delve more into it. All right. You've all been wonderful. Thank you so much.